to Coffee with the Mayor. I'm Teresa Aronson from the St. Lucie County Chamber of Commerce. It is our pleasure, our honor to host this event every second Friday of the month. It's free, it's open to the public. It's right here at the Chambers in City Hall. And of course, we're always going to visit with the mayor very shortly. He is my co-host for this show. But we like to start out with, as we always do, our sponsor. And this entire year, the HCA family has been generous and sponsored this show for us. And they include Longwood Regional Medical Center and Heart Institute, St. Lucie Medical Center, Heart and Family Institute, and now they include Care Now. And for many of you that are not familiar with Care Now or the Treasure Coast healthcare system, Care Now is formerly Physicians Immediate, and you have how many locations?
Well, we have 5 locations conveniently here in Port St. Lucie. We have one in Fort Pierce and one in Jensen Beach.
Very good. Oh, and by the way, this is Jeannie Jacobson from Care Now. Thank you, Jeannie, for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
I needed to let them know who you are and why
Sure.
you're here, but obviously you're from Care Now.
Sure, yes.
So we're very excited. You're part of the HCA family now.
We are. We really are. We're excited to be a part of HCA. It has really brought a lot of, now that we're affiliated, we just have more access points than we really ever did before, and that really allows for more continuum of care for our patient. And so that's something that we really weren't able to provide before that we have now.
Right. Now, because they are urgent care, they're still urgent cares and they're still open 7 days a week, correct?
We are. So we're still open 7 days a week, Monday through Friday. We're 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Saturday and Sunday we're 8 to 5. And we're only closed 2 holidays a year, Christmas and Thanksgiving. So we really are open for our patients when they need us.
Really, that's a lot. I mean, even
We
trash
are.
collection stops 3 days a year.
I know it. Well, we know that our community needs us, our patients need us, and we really, urgent care is bridging the gap between emergency room and primary care. So we're really there to try to bridge that gap for our patients and be there for them.
Being in urgent care, open so many hours, 363 days a year, really you're servicing the people that maybe can't get into the doctor, but we always do not want to go to the hospital for flus, infections, colds, minor scrapes and bruises, right?
That's correct.
But now if they do and it requires additional care, you have a direct referral system.
We do. We're working closely with Heart and Family. So if a patient calls Heart and Family and they can't get in that day, then they're going to be referred over to us so that we can take care of them right away as they need. And then we're going to ask them to follow up with Heart and Family. And that way they can have a primary physician and get that continuum, consistent care that we really need them to have.
Very good. So your primaries are going to be at Heart and Family now.
They are. We do primary care at our urgent care, and we're always welcoming, new patients and continued patients coming in. But if they really need a primary care, we are going to refer them to Heart and Family.
And tell us again all the services, because I don't think people realize the extent of services you offer.
We do so much. We handle cuts, scrapes, brains, breaks. We have digital x-ray machines at every single location. Mm-hmm. We provide services for businesses such as workers' comp, OCMED, breath alcohol testing, and the list goes on of what we really can provide. We do sports physicals for children that include an EKG, which is really big for us because we want to make sure that we're detecting any heart conditions that could be there for our children who are really athletes, and we want to make sure that they're safe. So we also do pre-employment physicals, and the list really goes on.
And it's very comprehensive. I mean, most general practitioners aren't going to have the machines that you guys have, all the x-rays, the EKG, all that kind of stuff.
We do. We have the state-of-the-art technology, and especially now that we are HCA and have this affiliation, we are out of the nation. We have almost 100 Care Now urgent cares, and we are 4 of the ones that are used for testing facilities for us to be able to use the newest equipment that's out for our patients.
Now, for people like me that are longtime users.
Yes, we know.
I know. I don't go really anywhere else because it's convenient. I can get in within usually a half hour, 45 minutes. Which is, are you gonna make me get a general practitioner at Heart and Family?
We won't make you. No. Okay. If you want to come back, we are always welcome to see you. We want our I'm glad you asked that question. We do want our patients to know that we want them to feel welcome to come back anytime they want to. If they have a favorite, like Dr. Scott Sanford, our medical director now. Everyone loves him and they want to continue to see him. That is fine. Please come in. And I'd also like to mention web check-in. for your convenience, because
Oh,
you were
that's
talking a
right,
little bit
that's
about
new.
time. That's something that, a new enhancement that we have now, where a patient can register online and wait in the convenience of their own home or coffee or shopping, wherever they want to be, and we will call them when their appointment's ready. And then
my
they come back
goodness.
in, they sit no more for 5 to 10 minutes before we call them back. So that's
Wow.
really a huge
That is huge. For people like
enhancement.
me, that's the most important thing. If I have a cold
Yes.
or an upper respiratory infection, I really just need somebody to prescribe the antibiotic or,
Right.
you know, so time is always...
Time is always very important. We
Very
understand
critical.
that. And especially for, you know, our police department and our sheriff's department and the
course.
fire district, we want to make sure that they're out serving our community and protecting us instead of sitting in our lobbies.
Very
So.
good. Well, thank you for being with us.
Thank you so much for having
And
me.
I'm so happy for you being a part of the HCA family.
you.
They're really good to our community.
We're very excited. Thank you so much for having us.
Very good. And we will be right back with the Mayor of Port St. Lucie, Gregory Orbeck. Welcome back to Coffee with the Port St. Lucie Mayor. And of course, I have with me none other than the mayor of this beautiful city of Port St. Lucie, the greatest place to live, work, and play,
Oh.
Greg Orbeck.
Oh, you hit it. Thank you, Carissa.
You're very welcome.
She's done 1,000 of those. That is the best ever.
Really?
Nicely done. Well
Oh,
done.
okay, very good.
It's a pleasure to be with
I
you
had
today.
almost a whole cup of coffee.
All right.
Thank you for being with us. We've got a lot going on in the city. Everybody wants a crosstown update, but the reality is they're building it, right?
They are, and you can actually watch it be built live right at cityofpsl.com.
I saw that.
Or also crosstownextension.com. You can get on that Earth Cam and watch them drive piles. And of course, Floresta intersection is now open because school, Reese's Pieces, school starts next week. So you already might be in school by the time you see this episode.
Probably.
So that road's open back up, but yeah, Crosstown's on its way. There's actually a countdown clock on the city webpage too. Sir, could you smile for me? Right there, yeah, blue shirt. Yeah, thank you, sir, I
Okay.
appreciate that.
You needed
yeah,
that?
I just needed that. Everyone loves
that
Crosstown,
is
sir.
essential, yes.
If everyone is not smiling, then I cannot represent that everyone loves Crosstown. Thank you, I
There you
appreciate
go,
that.
yeah. And it looks incredibly sincere. Now, you mentioned school. We start school in August as usual, and you and I were part of a big event at the Met Stadium to celebrate that. We did a big back to school event. Tell us a little bit about how that came about.
Well, and it's good because then I can sing your praises because you
don't.
deserve them. So we have a lot of regulars in the room, and I think at the last time we talked about how excited we were with St. Lucie Public Schools moving in the right direction, and that we all know that Florida has accountability reports where the state measures performances, the performances of all of our 67 counties. So Florida's education system is provided on a county-wide basis. You elect a school board, a separate elected body, and then the state measures performance in each of those 67 districts. And we've been trying for a long time to really up our game. And this year, for the first time ever, our school district's in the top half. So our superintendent, Wayne Gent, and then the board, and of course, the principals, the teachers, the admin, the bookkeepers, all the way down to the bus drivers, the janitorial staff, it takes a team. And so that whole team is firing on all cylinders, and they went from 45 to 32 in 1 year, and that's their all-time best ranking. In our 4-county region, we're only behind Martin County now. We have them in our sights. So it's a very exciting time. And of course, people in the community were rightfully excited about that. And our Representative Lee, who is always a big team guy, a big cheerleader, he wanted to have a pep rally. And so he kind of breathed life into it. But really, Trista, it was you that really did the work, and your team that brought it to life. And it was last Friday.
Yeah. Thank you for that. I feel like I just got paid to boss people around that are really more important than me, so it was kind of
Your
fun.
staff says that's what you do all the time.
But it was fun, and we were glad to do it, and it is a lot to celebrate. And I was so thankful that literally we had so many of our elected officials handing out the tickets. That was the best part. We stood out front, and both mayors and Michelle Franklin and everybody was there to greet every single employee from the school board and make sure that they got their tickets. And I did give some to the custodial staff, and I was very excited to be able to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I kind of go here and there and everywhere. So there's two things real quick. Let's see if I can hold everyone. One, let's welcome our constitutional officer and my friend, Michelle Franklin, property appraiser.
Yeah.
Say hi to her. She's incredibly active.
Oh my gosh, she's everywhere.
In the community.
Yeah.
And then the other thing I want to talk about is when we work hard, good things happen. And it kind of has a snowball effect. And I'm sure that Coach Woody at the Nation Basketball Training Center and Coach Javon and Coach Liz,
your guest today.
yes, my guests today, I've seen them preach this, but when you work hard and you do the right thing, good things tend to happen, even if it's a side effect or even if it's just a happy coincidence. But more and better things happen when you're working hard and doing the right thing. And so as we were celebrating that pep rally on Friday for the schools and the performance, I think that's when they confirmed for sure that we had set the all-season attendance record.
We did.
At First Data Field and at Met Stadium. So even though there was a whole month left to play, we had already broken the attendance record. And so let it be known formally that there is a Tebow factor.
There is definitely a TiVo factor.
There's statistical proof.
I would like to say it was our little pep rally on Friday, but I'm pretty sure it had a lot more to do with TiVo.
It was good that you had an ace in the hole, absolutely.
Yeah. But it was fun. Speaking about...
Oh, yeah, don't.
I put my cheat sheet a little too close to the table today. Speaking of good things in the community, we're going to take a break for a moment, then we'll come back and we'll honor this month's Children's Services Community Impact Award winner. I always want to say advocate.
Is that why Hector's here?
That's why Hector's here.
Impact? Excellent.
You gave it away, but yes, that's why Hector's here.
I just thought you wanted
Spoiler.
to visit. Yeah.
But yeah, so we'll do that because we're talking about great things in the community, and of course, Children's Services is all about serving our young people in the community.
So what's the code for 30-second timeout? All right, so we'll be back in 30 seconds.
All right, stay with us, everybody. I gotta... Welcome back to Coffee with the Port St. Lucie Mayor. I'm Teresa Aronson from the St. Lucie County Chamber of Commerce. And of course, my co-host today, as it always is none other than Mayor Gregory Oravec.
Hello, everybody.
And as we are caught around this table here, we're here for a good cause, and we've invited these people with us to celebrate some of the great things happening in our community. Of course, this is the Children's Services Community Impact Award. And we want to talk to Sean Boyle about just exactly, why do you laugh? Because I got it right for the first time.
I gave you a thumbs up.
Yeah.
You stuck the landing. Look, the Russian judge even gave you 10.
I know it. But we had to stop the show because everybody's shocked that I actually got it right. But welcome, Sean, to the show, and thank you for doing this with us every month. But tell us, of course, a little bit about the Children's Services.
Sure. At the Children's Services Council, we do 5 things for the community, and those 5 things are: 1, make sure every baby's a healthy baby; 2, stop child abuse before it happens; 3, keep kids off the streets; 4, keep them in school; and 5, keep them off drugs, alcohol, and other risky behaviors by offering programs and resources available to all families in St. Lucie County.
I usually get up to 3, and then I'm just like kind of going to fall off there.
That's worthy of
Yeah.
And I can say that in my sleep, by the way.
I'm sure you can. You would think I could by now, but I can't even say community impact, so chances aren't good. You brought a guest with you, so I would like you to tell us a little bit about this gentleman here.
I did. So we do the Community Impact Award because obviously by working with children and creating better outcomes, as the mayor always stresses, outcomes, and measuring those and seeing the impact on the community, it impacts the economic viability of the community, impacts the educational attainment and achievement. But in order for us to accomplish what we accomplish, we don't just serve children alone. Obviously children don't live in little condos by themselves and go to school by themselves. No, most of them don't. So we have to work with parents as well. So today we are honoring, and I'll be honest with you, when we were trying to select who we're going to honor this month, we're like, well, we've already given Hector multiple awards, right? Because he does so much in the community. And when we found out that we hadn't, we kind of almost were embarrassed that we hadn't given an award yet. But Hector Ramirez, who's a true champion for children, works for the Parent Academy and works not only with teens, but also with parents to achieve better outcomes. So our award winner is Hector.
Welcome, congratulations, Hector. Mayor, are you familiar with the Parent Teacher Academy?
I think you should spread the word.
And let's just clarify, it's Parent Academy, not Parent Teacher Academy.
Clearly, I
I'm
shouldn't be
sorry.
spreading the word.
I read Tim's face when you said that. I saw that like.
I don't think I'm the right choice to spread the word with it. Perhaps Hector would like to.
Good morning. My name is Hector Ramirez, and I'm a community educator for Parenting Community Connection, a program of Parent Academy. And what we do is simple. We work with our families. We want to strengthen each family in San Lucie County by empowering them, by connecting, by supporting, and most importantly, by educating them. A family that communicates is a strong family. And that's what we do. We work with parents and we work with teams at the same time, because at points, for whatever reason it is, sometimes they distant each other. You know, you remember when the little kid is going to school, you hold them by the hand, they're very excited you're going to school with them, right? As they go to grow older and go into middle school, they ask you to leave them by the corner. They don't want you to stop by in the front of the school. And when it comes high school, guess what happens? You know, you live in the same zip code, but you hardly communicate, and that's our goal. We're proud of what we do. We love what we do, and actually I love what I do. I love to work with families. I love to work with teens, because I think that's the future right there. And I think they're educated and they have the knowledge. They can become a better family.
Very good. Thank you for that, Hector. Now, I am familiar with enough. I have used the Parent Academy. They did a class on SATs and how to get prepared for that one year. I took my daughter to that. But it's really for any parent.
Correct.
If you have questions, if you're having problems communicating, I'm sure they have a program for that, right?
Our goal is to make sure that everyone makes a healthy decision. We have to make sure that as families, as teens, we all make the right decisions. We're humans. We're going to make mistakes, right? So we're going to fix those, because by correcting that mistake, we're not going to make it again.
Hector, how do people, parents, kids, whoever, how do they contact you?
They call our Parent Academy, or they go into the website, Parent Academy, and they either call the office or they send in emails or texts, and we're there. We're mobile. We go to you. You don't have to come to us.
And what's the website address?
www.parentacademy.org.
Very good. And they have a fundraiser they're doing annually now. Last year was the first year. And you and I are going to be judging a lip
I'm just
sync.
smiling because I'm remembering Tony dancing. Yeah.
That
It was
does
good.
not bring a smile to my face.
I thought it was incredible.
It was
In fact,
unsettling at the very best.
but you know, it was good, shocking. It's a very important, you know, when you produce a show that you don't peak too soon, and we're really in danger of peaking right off the bat. with
Tony Loop and Fishnets was
Yeah.
the opening act, I believe, for the lip sync battle last year. And if memory
singing
serves,
all the single ladies. Yeah.
yes,
There's a fine line between peaking and offending. And Tony's
we straddled
middle, right in the middle,
yes.
yes.
It's a parent academy. It's not for children per se, especially that evening or that performance. But also, I remember Kenny Rogers over here in
That's
full
true.
beard
Yeah.
doing "We Are the World."
Yes, well, we had the Larry Lee All-Stars.
The Larry
Yes.
Lee All-Stars were literally everybody. Buddy Emerson, our fire chief, was.
Well,
Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah, he had a juicy role. Yeah,
He
Bruce
did.
Springsteen role.
And Larry Lee was Ray Charles. He did a great impression.
And stayed in character
He
all
stayed
night.
in character all
And
night.
Representative Lee was Stevie Wonder.
I don't remember.
Oh, he was. Kimberly says yes.
I can
I know
promise
he had
you.
sunglasses on and he was walking randomly throughout.
Yeah, because he's got the move down. He's
He was very good. I do know that.
It's true.
It was nice. And we're going to be.
Surprise grand finale this year.
Is Representative Lee in charge of that as well? Oh, it's a surprise. Okay.
Yeah, get it?
Okay.
Surprise.
Can we
Yeah,
judge it this year? I wanted to judge last year. They wouldn't turn our mics on. I had so much to say, but they wouldn't let us talk.
And this year it's on, September 16th at the Sunrise, 7 p.m., and it's only $25.
Very good. And where can you get tickets?
SunriseTheater.com.
SunriseTheater.com.
Excellent.
You and I and our last year's Fishnet.
Is he going to judge in fishnets?
I think he should.
He totally should.
He should.
That should be a requirement.
No, you retire
Tony
them.
Luke.
After a performance like that, you retire them.
Yes, they need to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And then, of course, Michelle Franklin. We're all here today, and maybe we'll do a promo before we leave
Excellent.
for the Parent Academy. So very good. All right, Hector. Well, thank you for joining us.
Yeah,
And
congratulations.
congratulations.
Thank you.
And yeah, thank you for all your work. We really do. And Sean, thank you as always to Children's Services Council for supporting this and bringing it to us so that we can share it with all of our viewers.
Thank you for having us. We appreciate it.
Thanks.
Great.
All right.
Well, today the mayor of Port St. Lucie has a special guest that he wants to bring on the show.
That's true.
And we're going to talk a little bit about a new business here in town. So stay with us. Thank you. Welcome back to Coffee with the Port St. Lucie Mayor. I'm Teresa Aronson. Don't forget, we do this event every second Friday of the month. It is free. It's open to the public. We even throw in Danish and coffee, courtesy of silver platter entrees right here in Port St. Lucie. We're at City Chambers, and as always, I am joined by the mayor of this beautiful city, Gregory Oravec.
Thank you, Trissa.
Thank you.
We can tell it's a third segment there, but
The
so
clapping 'cause
you
it
know
might be-
our esteemed guests and of course PSL. It might be hard for you to imagine, but it's not all sunshine and rainbows being the mayor. You know, I'm sure you thought it was glamour nonstop and just fun, but you know, some moments are better than others, and one of the better moments is when I get the opportunity to go out into the community and meet the citizens of Port St. Lucie, the residents, the business owners. And Trissa and the chamber team do a great job of ribbon cuttings.
Yep.
And within the last couple of weeks, we were actually at a triple header, and we did Hannon Pest Control, we did St. Lucie Dance, and we did the Nation Basketball Training Center.
Yep.
And it was one of those fun days, and as the Parent Academy's already pointed out, at St. Lucie Dance, I got to climb up on some silks and go back and forth to Miley Cyrus's Wrecking Ball.
And I hear there is video online.
There's definitely video, and much like
Okay.
Tony Loop's dance routine, that might be disturbing for you. Whereas, really, I just had way too much fun, an almost illegal amount of fun at the Nation
Ribbon
Basketball Training Center because I was able to interact with Coach Woody, Coach Liz, Coach Javon, and my man, Reese, and I call him Reese's Pieces. That's the nickname that I've decided to give him. And I was blown away by the enthusiasm of the kids, and then the positivity and the quality of instruction that the coaches were providing. And then on my way out, I saw SAT prep books.
Oh.
And so, as you know, I mean, you know a little bit about me, and some of the
Your
audience does
education
too,
is-
but it's really about academics more than anything else. Even if you're the best athlete, you can blow out your knee or have a catastrophic injury. You always need to be able to fall back on this. And so it's my honor to introduce this team and let Coach Woody just tell us a little bit about what his operation is.
First of all, I'd like to thank you, Mr. Mayor, for everything, and obviously the people of the city. And it's obviously a tough act to follow with Hector and Sean both and what they're doing for the community. We can only hope to be able to duplicate such in the future. We're early, but we'll stay in the game for a while. We plan to be here. We plan to build a future here, and I thank everybody for their early support, and you'll see a lot of us, and we plan on being as active as anyone. Now, let me just give you a little bit. First of all, this is not where I'm strong. I'm stronger and behind the scenes. I fortunately like to put these, the much better looking faces and the smarter people up front. They do better talking. They speak on my behalf and the business behalf in everything that my mission stands for. I'm a family first guy. And when I mean family, it means not only direct family, extended family. These two touched my heart as young players who I've adopted, and they've become directors and leaders of the program and what the mission, the Children's Service Council and such stands for. And the opportunity to meet and grow through sport and through education is something that we stress and express often. It's not just, we believe in the Nation Training Centers that we'll develop you as young children, but that's the phase one. And we express that the value of academics is more so than anything else. And if one doesn't parallel the other, you really end up with nothing. And we're fortunate to have people such like the mayor and others who have supported us through this. But we believe that if you can provide somebody with a positive learning environment where you can see that there can be successes from alumni and others who believe in the mission, you can be successful.
I have questions. So what do you guys do there? You are a camp? Are you a training facility? Tell us who should be calling you to start using your services.
All right, so I'm going to defer that to the brains of the operation.
I woke up with a little cold, so I was hoping I didn't have to speak. But basically, we are a full-service basketball training center.
Okay.
So anyone that's looking for any sort of basketball services, we can provide them. From beginners starting out at 4 years old, all the way up through college players looking to refine their game. We have something for everyone. Our first part of our program is player development, and Coach Woodbury talked a little bit about player development, and we mean as like a whole student athlete. We preach the importance of academics, we teach them how to play basketball, and we do it in a positive yet structured environment. The second phase of our program, as they get older and progress through the sport, maybe they fall in love with it and see basketball assisting them in getting into colleges, universities, and assisting them through life. We provide them with an avenue to, pursue their dreams as basketball players.
Okay.
So whether it be through a scholarship or whether it be through, getting into a higher academic institution using basketball, we bring coaches down, we bring recruiters down. We've flown them from how many different states?
27.
Yeah, we've flown a bunch of different college coaches down from all levels, from Ivy League schools all the way down to smaller Division IIIs. Our senior class that we started out with here, we have 12 kids. That was what we started with, and every single one of them are headed off to some sort of post-secondary education, playing basketball. So we're really excited about that. We've assisted kids who probably never even dreamed of receiving basketball scholarships or academic scholarships to play basketball and pursue higher education. We've assisted them in providing those opportunities.
Okay.
And that's probably what we're most proud of. Obviously, we love traveling around and seeing these athletes play and perform, but we really love following their academic success as well. So anyone who, to answer your question after my ramble, anyone who has any sort of basketball
Fits in on
or
here, doesn't she?
yeah, I know. Or any sort of just want to stay active, healthy, anything of those on those lines, we can provide something for everyone.
Okay, because Sean plays in a league, and if he wants to really get an edge in the league.
Yeah, well, we were kind of talking over there, and we would like to, make an official nation versus Sean and Mr. Mayor challenge.
Yeah, because you're
Yeah,
training
done.
over there.
So,
too, yeah.
Done
we
and
were
done.
thinking about setting, maybe 3 weeks from now, so I have a chance to
That's
practice
good. I
my
can
So
Sean.
like
Nice, my
a
knee.
one-on-one?
Oh, we're thinking
or-
2-on-2.
two on two.
Yeah.
Now, my son Alex, he has the bug, and he's been going there
Oh, good.
ever since we went to the ribbon cutting. I was like, Alex, you got to check this
That
out.
ribbon cutting was amazing. It was so crowded. And props to my staff, because Mark brought everybody on board at the same time and said, let's blow this thing out and do a combined ribbon cutting. And
Yes,
it was huge, so.
It's special.
Yes.
But Alex, my son, and I were up on Coach Liz and Coach Javon until Coach Javon decided to wake up, and then he hit 4 threes in a row. And Sean, I saw him hit 15 in a row Monday night. So we got our work cut out for us. Yeah,
So
I'll
it's
guard
the
it.
two of you against.
Coach Liz and Coach Javon.
I need like a week or so. I got to start practicing.
She has a cold, so we'll give her, we'll give her a week.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
But to your point, I think that summer camp, there's 1 million kids there. Will you have any after-school programs during the year, or is it just for the kids who are pursuing team ball or competitive ball?
Actually, I think I can handle this one. I'll try. I'll do my best.
You've been given permission.
After a lengthy summer, which actually involved, thankfully, Sean's assistance, camp grew rapidly. And then we quickly were asked the question, are we going to provide an after-school service? Certainly once people heard us express our value in the education piece and then know that we were going to have SAT, ACT, and a structured learning environment for directly after school versus it just being sport, the major focus will be that. So yes, to answer the question, we have decided to have an after-school program.
Great.
We're actually excited about that. We're also excited to announce that Liz has actually adopted the fact that she now has reached out to every high school in the area to figure out what it is and what the needs of the programs are, so we can get transcripts directly sent to us to assist these kids in understanding what it is. It's one thing to graduate, Mr. Mayor. It's another thing to understand what its requirements are from the NCAA. I'm fortunate enough to have the best staff member in the country at that. And so we assist in the process all the way. We can break down every facet of it. And that's all inclusive in our extremely inexpensive after-school program.
And they are nonprofits, I think an important point.
And we are not nonprofit, and that's not the goal for us. It's not our mission. Our mission is to assist and help, and we're going to continue to do that. And I think the after-school program is just a start. And I think what we're also planning on doing is making this where, now that we do hear of the parent service, I think that's an amazing. The Parent Academy is something that is right along the lines of our mission. We definitely think that's 100% where we need to go and have a partnership and relationship with them. You'll be hearing from us in minutes.
Momentarily.
and we act. We're enthusiastic, energetic people where we go through sport.
So I couldn't get a hoop in here. That was much. That was shot down. But just one of the basic warm-ups of from the little guys all the way up to a professional like Coach Jay Vaughn, his little two-ball action. So Reese, why don't you give him a little two-ball? Any tricks you got? Anything you want to do?
Are Mark and Bob, who work the cameras, prepared for this? They're all remote access, but we'll get it. Come on over.
Well, you can't do it on the carpet.
Oh, you can't?
You hit the tile right there.
Here we go. Drum roll. Whoa.
Oh, he's just warming up.
Oh, he is?
Oh, yeah.
It gets better?
Yeah, give me a couple sit-ups or something. Oh, yeah, baby.
Oh, my goodness.
That's it. Work that core.
Look at Reese go. Now, is he ambidextrous anyway, or is this just for... does he have an edge? A push-up.
Give him a round of applause.
Can he...
If you start doing one-arm push-ups...
The whole idea of our program is to make it so you are ambidextrous.
Okay. So you teach him to be but can you pat your head and rub your stomach at the same time?
All right, Sean.
With enough training.
Sean,
With enough training?
You're next.
I can't.
You ready?
I can barely walk and chew gum, so.
Let's see.
The mayor insisted that we
How
bring
was
a
your
third ball.
hand-eye coordination right there? Are you able to defend yourself?
Sure.
Can you? Yeah.
Are you going to start whipping balls at the audience?
I'm going to see if I can juggle basketballs. When you're the mayor, you got to be able to juggle, is it not?
Very nice. Very impressive. Well, Coach, tell us how they can get in contact with you. What's the website?
Where are you at,
Website, phone number.
This is where I step back in. Yep. So all of our information for all of the different programs that we have can be found on our website, which is www.thenationbasketball.org. You can find all of our contact information, email addresses, phone numbers. We're accessible 24/7. So any phone calls come directly to our cell phones. So you can find everything there.
Thank you so much. Mayor, thank you for bringing this to us. Thank you for joining the chamber. We're so happy to have you. So thank you. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you.
See you later, buddy. I'll see you soon,
Very
right?
good. All right.
Thanks, Coach.
I'm probably going to feedback if I don't turn this off. We will be right back, everybody. We're going to take a few audience questions, and then we'll be finishing up. Yeah. Stay with us. So this month. Welcome back to Coffee with the Port St. Lucie Mayor. I'm Teresa Aronson here with none other than the Mayor of Port St. Lucie, but I bet you probably know that by now if you've been watching this entire show.
Yeah. It would be weird if the show didn't include me because I'm in the title.
It would be a little bit strange.
We are back, and there's a lot going on in the community, and we just have a few minutes left. We've had a lot of fun today, and you've done such a good job of giving me a lead-in that talks about being a beautiful city, and we are a safe, beautiful, and prosperous city for all people. That's really what Port St. Lucie is about. We're the safest large city in Florida. We take pride in our streets and how we look, our landscape medians. We're a tree city, and that's why I just want to take a second to let everyone know that the tree giveaway is coming up, and it is September the 16th, which is a Saturday, from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. And where would you have a tree giveaway? Well, you'd probably have it at the Botanical Gardens, right? That's a good place for a tree giveaway. And that's right on Westmoreland Boulevard. I'm sure everyone here knows. And it's 8 to 11. And if you go there, you go through a couple of booths, you get your free tree, and it's first come, first serve. So get out there, grab yourself a free tree and plant it, because trees are about the most cost-effective investment that you can make in your property.
And good environmentally, too. So that's a great event. It happens every year.
I actually won't go through it now. I got about 3 pages of the benefits of trees, but because water quality, stormwater quality, river water quality is such an issue here, let's just stick with this one. An oak tree, a mature oak tree will take about 2 inches of rain right off of a rain event. So if you have a nice oak there, everything within that oak's radius, up to 2 inches of rain is never gonna go into the storm drain, meaning it's never gonna go down the street, it's never gonna pick up pollutants, it's never gonna go in the river. It's gonna be in the tree. So you wanna save the river, plant a tree.
Nature's filters.
It's really that simple.
Yeah, nature's filters. It is. And it's beautiful. It's better for you. It's better if you got a big oak tree in your yard, it might help your electric bill, keeping the house cool, that kind of thing too.
You've been looking at the sheet, that's a fact.
Oh, really? I didn't.
As it will increase your property value.
I'm smart like that.
Probably 10%.
All right, very good. Thank you for bringing that us. I wanted to take a little bit of time because we don't have much left to ask the audience if they have any questions to ask. And I have one right up front. Mark, you want to come around here? And Mark, we mentioned earlier, he went out, Mark and Loretta from my team, did a great job in bringing on 3 businesses in the same plaza and a blowout ribbon cutting. I mean, go online and check out those pictures. Go ahead.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Mayor, I have a simple question to ask you. I sent you an email either Sunday or Monday about a collaborative called Marriage Against Illegal Guns. It's a free collaborative for you to join up, and it's with all different mayors of the state of Florida and all across the country. When I looked last night on the list, we were still not on the list in the state of Florida. Will you support us and join the collaborative?
I'll be happy to take a look at that email. I get a couple hundred a day. I wish that I had personally read it in anticipation of your question, but I haven't. Be happy to take a look at it, and I can say that I have joined previous efforts. I think all mayors are against illegal guns. I don't think that ends up being a divisive partisan issue because it's illegal guns. Who wants there to be illegal guns? I don't really have any philosophical issue with it, Ms. Simmons, so I'll take a look at that, and by the next episode, I'll have an answer for you.
Very good.
Thank you.
Yeah, nobody wants illegal guns, do they?
No, who wants illegal guns?
All right.
Except criminals.
Exactly. Does anybody else have a question for us today? Oh, very good, right here.
Yes, good morning, Mr. Mayor, Teresa. I'd like to know, for years I've been saying that the city of Port St. Lucie, which I love and I've been a resident for almost 28 years, is a sleeping giant. Would you both agree that the giant is awakening and heads are turning in Tallahassee?
Well, what I'd always say, John, is that my great-grandpa, Papa, he always said, boy, don't get too big for your britches. So I say that because are we moving in the right direction? Yes. Are we growing? Yes. But I always want to stay in that sweet spot of aspiring, staying hungry, and never feeling like we made it. Though the second you feel like you made it, you've lost it. And so that's really that's one of the big challenges of leadership, is how do you get the team, your family, to stay in the moment and stay hungry. So we're there in that moment right now. The depression lasted longer here, but we're growing again. As you correctly point out, we're 185,000. We're the 8th most populous city and the 3rd most populous state. Probably about 16 new citizens are in PSL every day, one way or the other. Tradition's firing. By the end of the year, the 3-story expansion of the hospital out there will be completed. HCA, as we know, is expanding. So we're really firing on many cylinders, but at the same time, we're kind of overdue for a correction. We still have some legacy issues to deal with. We can't get to some infrastructure fast enough. So we got to stay in that moment. And I think that you do at least hit another important point, is that because we are growing, we need to come together on the important issues that we all agree on and lobby Tallahassee and DC. And we have to do that. And we do need to be a giant on that. We need to actually lead not just St. Lucie County, but Martin County and Indian River County, the Treasure Coast area. And that really has to be a part of who we become. And I hate to give you such a long answer. That's why I said Liz fits in so well with us. But for us to lead, we have to lead by example, which means that we have to take care of those legacy issues. We need to take care of VGTI and City Center and finish building sidewalks and redo Floresta. And we have to hit those issues. And then once we cleared the board of those legacy issues, then we lead. And we have to, because our region, even though we're the 8th most populous, even though we're 185,000, we are small. We are 10% of like a Broward and Miami metro area. You know, Miami is over 2 million, Broward's like 1.7, Palm Beach is 1.4 million plus. So we really do have to come together as a region, and I think it is going to be up to us to do it. But let's stay in the moment and look at it as a journey and not a destination.
I'm typically a little bit shorter with my answers, but yes, I do think Tallahassee is paying attention just because of our size alone, and we do have some weight to throw around. But I don't think we're done pushing, and we're not the true giant until, you know, we have 62% of our population that leaves our county every day to go to their jobs, and I think we need more jobs here, and we need fewer people leaving the county to go to those jobs. So that's my short answer.
And the other part I throw in there for you, John, is just because I want to keep us in that moment doesn't mean that I don't love your pride for your community, and thank you for that.
It is a great community, and we do need people like you to be prideful of this area.
And he's working on a proposal. You're going to see it. It involves the Welcome Center. It's pretty good. He's got his data.
And I do need to.
You got to give him a call.
I know, I do. I owe him a call, and I will. I promise, this week.
These are substantive questions this morning. I like it. You guys been eating your Wheaties.
Hitting hard. All right,
good.
we had a question over there.
I just want to make a comment. The other day I was driving around with my husband, and I made a comment to him. He's like, you know, that's like the 10th time you've told me. I drive around the city a lot, and I absolutely love the covering on the boxes. Every time I drive around, I see something new. It's just beautiful, and it's made so much of an improvement to the city.
She's talking about the wraps on these electric boxes.
Thank you so much for bringing them up. You know, sometimes you can make a big difference, a big impact with just a little effort or a little gesture. And thank you for saying something. It's very important that, you know, we tend to hear the complaints, right? What do you read in the newspaper? You read sensational bad stuff. You don't read sensational good stuff. That's because as humans, we're programmed to worry more about loss. We value loss more than we value gain. And that's a problem. So we hear the complaints. We don't always hear the compliments. So thank you for sharing that with us and being so positive. And that is a great program. I think there's a few people that have expressed concerns, but even they, when they heard that program is funded by recycling money. So all those wraps you see around town that have taken a weakness, those metal boxes that look terrible, and then turn them into the strength of art which reflects our community, that was all funded with your recycling dollars. So not only is recycling good for the environment, not only is it the right thing to do, there's a direct link to making your community better. It makes it more beautiful. And so everybody, whether you're a homeowner or the Nation Basketball Training Center that goes through 1 million water bottles and Gatorade bottles a day, please recycle so we can do more of those.
And these 3 pages, recycle, they're going into recycling, we promise.
And I I don't want to give it away, but let me just say that, do you know Veterans Memorial Parkway? You know, Westmoreland? There's something special happening on the Veterans Parkway side.
You're just going to give us a big tease and that's it. Like something special.
I saw the proof yesterday. It's exciting, I think, because we're a hometown for heroes.
Yeah.
And we have amazing Veterans Park where we have our Veterans Ceremony and our Memorial Day ceremony, and got something special cooked up over there.
Maybe next month you'll tell us what it is, get some rendering.
Yeah, maybe we could just be on a trolley. We'll go check it out.
Oh, I would love that. I'm sure they'd love that in the camera room too. This rowdy bunch just trolleying around town. All right, well, thank you for the questions. The questions were really good today. I appreciate that. It's always nice to have interactive. Is there anything else you need them to know? What's coming up in September? We got back to school. We want to remind everybody, please be careful. Not all of the walkways, the sidewalks are done yet. So there's going to be students out before light. So we need them to be careful, careful, careful.
Yes, be safe on the roads. You know, the parents, everyone drives their kids to school the first 2 weeks. It's crazy out there. Please watch those kids.
Yes, okay. Good, thank you for that. I want to thank, of course, Care Now, Urgent Care, now part of the HCA family, for being our sponsor. And I want to thank Silver Platter Entree for providing Danish and coffee, not just for me and you, but for everybody that shows up here. So we appreciate that. And to Children's Services Council, Sean Boyle, for bringing us Hector this month from the Parent Academy. And of course, to the mayor for
And the nation.
Yeah, for bringing his great guests, the Nation Basketball. We really enjoyed hearing about that and learning about that. And a great demo from Reese's Pieces over there.
Yeah, that's right. Yes.
All right, and thank you to everybody here at the city for helping us put this show together every single month. Don't forget, it's free, it's open to the public, and you can join us too. Second Friday of the month at the council chambers right here at City Hall. Have a great day, everybody.
That's nice.